Stundi Divaistavai Vedi Sangapadakramopanishadai Gayantiyam Samaga Dhyana Tadgatena Manasa Santiyam Yoginaha Syantam Navidusura Suragana Nyayatasmi. Okay, please read the verses, please. Number 1. Sri Bhagavan Uvache Idam tu te guhyatamam Pravakshyamyanasuyave Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam Yadgyatva Mokshase Subhat Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshyavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumabhyayam Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshyavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumabhyayam. So as we have been seeing, I hope, every class, once we finish it up, you go back and think over it. And that is what is most important, this language that is used in the first verse as we saw yesterday, Jnana Vijnana Sahitam. Both the words, Jnanam as well as Vijnanam, they mean one and the same thing. Jnanam, Vishesha Jnanam. When they are used separately, it means same thing. But when they are together used, Jnana, Vijnana Sahitam, that time we call it as like Paroksha Jnanam and Aparoksha Jnanam. Don't break your head over this type of little ideas, but see very clearly, because sometimes if you become very logical, become very scholastic, sort of interested more in showing off your prowess of how much information you have, a logician mind, that is of useless, as Shankara says so nicely. Bhuktaye natu muktaye. It's only for the bhukti. You may enjoy certain things of life, but not for liberation. For liberation, for understanding of yourself, no logic is needed, because who you are is not the product of a logic. Understand? Who you are, your being, who you are, is not the product of a logic. In fact, existence of anything is not the product of a logic. This flower existing, what logic should you establish? The flower is. You don't have to say the flower is. Why? The flower is. What is the logic you should engage in? But sometimes you put logic, the logic can completely confuse you. That is how people always try to take that. I don't know, this recently one person goes to, just meets a friend. Then he asked him, what do you study? Yeah, I do logic. Huh? You study logic? What is this logic? Yeah, logic is, okay, do you have a dog? The person asked, do you have a dog? He said, yes. So if you have a dog, that means you must have a kennel for him. Yeah, that's right. So to have a kennel, you must have a backyard in your house. Yes, that's right. If you have a backyard if you keep it in a backyard, that means you have a big house. Yes, that is right. If you have a house and a dog, you must have a wife. That's true. I have a wife. So if you have a wife and a dog and a house, children you must have. Yes. So if you have children, that means you are a really family man. He said, yes, that's right. Oh, it's amazing. Then he goes to the market and his friend comes. He says, do you have a dog? He said, no. You must be an idiot. You have no family. Now what type of logic is this? This is logic. Suska. This is not the dry logic. Tarkikas. Simply engaging in scholasticism, no. Your being yourself is not the product of a logic. You are there. So when you say jnana sahita, vijnana sahita, jnana is paroksha jnanam. In this structure, in this place, not everywhere. Because if you say jnana dhyeva kaivalyam, are you getting that? If you remember, so jnana, vijnana, jnana means paroksha jnanam, vijnanam, aparoksha jnanam. You remember it? Then another place it comes, jnana dhyeva kaivalyam. So paroksha jnana dhyeva kaivalyam. What nonsense. Are you getting that point, please? Never extend that logic. Everything has its own place. So here, paroksha jnanam, talking about yourself, as to knowing about yourself, picking up the information, like Shravana, you listen to it. And thereafter, Vijnanam, contemplate, see the truth of it. In fact, if you really remember your classes in the beginning stages, when you listen, Shravana gives you direct knowledge. The 10th man, when he is told, you are the 10th man, can you say, first you listen, then you contemplate and become a 10th man? Are you getting that point? Watch out that. Don't forget those foundations, basics. Standing on the ashram, if you are looking for the ashram, somebody says, this is the place. When you say, this is the place, you cannot say, now I listen, now I have to go to the experience of the ashram. What? You are already experiencing the place. Same thing also here in case of this knowledge of yourself. You are already the truth. So when the scripture, the Shastra, the Guru reveals that, first he has already taken into account, neti neti nyayena, all that you are not, what all things you are not. The body you are not, all this you know that, atma kah, stula sukshma karana sarirat vyatiriktah, panchakosatita sanna, avastatraya shakshi. That which other than the three bodies, gross, subtle, causal, other than the panchakoshas, annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya, avastatraya shakshi, witness of the waking, dream, deep sleep, is not something which you have to experience later on. Remember, this is something already existing. It is just like the flower. Please appreciate that. It's just like the flower. When I'm showing you the flower, the stem, the petals, am I creating the stem, creating the petal? Are you getting that point, please? When I'm introducing you to this flower, am I creating a part of this flower? It's already there. Okay, if you don't dissect it, there may be something inside which you don't see. Are you getting that point, please? If you don't dissect it, suppose you show the mango and tell the person, this is the skin, this is the color, only that much. Until you dissect, will you know there is a stone inside also? And when you dissect, do you put a stone or the mango stone is already existing? Are you getting that, please? So same thing, physically, when you look at the person, there is eyes, ears. So everybody, as children, we are introduced to eyes, ears, nose. Does anybody introduce her to the self, the I, the consciousness? Why? No dissection. And when you dissect it, are you getting that point, please? When you are dissecting it, everything is already existing. So the teacher does not give you this reality. The scripture does not gift you this truth. It is something already yourself. You recognize in yourself. What they do is, they introduce you to different dimensions. The dimensions which are hitherto unknown. I was thinking this body is the ultimate. Perceived creation is ultimate. Now they take from the perceived creation, through the sense organs, to the thought, to the I thought, unto myself, which is already existing. Are you getting that point? It's so beautiful. That is why Susukham Gartum is the easiest things to get. That's what we shall see today. And this is Raja Vidya. Why? Because it gives you the knowledge of the Absolute. Any other knowledge that you get, understand, Raja Vidya, the king among all knowledges. Why? Because every other knowledge you get, please see that point, every other knowledge you pick up an identity. When you know about yourself, you transcend all identities. You go beyond all identities. When you study, because why is it so? Because ahankar, the I thought, is picking up every identity. The ahankar is there, the I thought is there. Aham karomi, the buddhi, the I thought is there. Now picks up physics, I am physicist. Picks up mathematics, I am mathematician. Picks up painting, I am a painter. Listen carefully. Suppose this I engages himself in the scriptural studies, the shastras, it will be also shastri. You must, this is something very, 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 very subtle. You have to watch out. If you are familiar with the informations in scripture, you become a shastri, not a jnani. There is a difference between shastri and jnani. If you know the shastra, you become a shastri, not a jnani. Jnani is knowing about yourself, only one thing. Sarve vedayat padamamananti, tapamsi sarvani cha yadvadanti, yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti, tatte padam, sangrahena pravakshe, omiti etat, ahamiti etat. All the Vedas talk about only one thing. Desirous of knowing which everybody undertakes austerity. And that is only one word, aham. Call it om if you like. Aha, all one and the same. I have explained to you earlier. Only one word if you really come to discover for yourself, jnani. But if you pick up all the informations, ahankar, the I sitting down there, then it becomes proud, arrogant. Most people, in the name of the scriptural studies, become arrogant. There is no subtlety, there is no love, no affection, no compassion, but sheer arrogance. Oh, I know all these things. So what? How does it matter? Do you know yourself? So Rajavidya means a king among the knowledge, because knowing which you don't pick up the role of a knower. You are one with the knowledge itself. When you pick up any other knowledge, you develop an individuality. Please. And if any other knowledge you pick up also, see the difference. If any other knowledge you pick up, if it is not needed by others, it is useless. Think. You pick up mathematics. Nobody is interested in your mathematics. Unemployed. You are a mathematician, but nobody is interested in mathematics. You are unemployed. You pick up engineering. Nobody is asking for your counseling, your consultancy. Unemployed. Every other knowledge, if other people do not need it, it is useless. This knowledge, even if nobody needs it, you are happy. And if they don't need it, they lose, not you. See the beauty of this knowledge. If the other person doesn't need it, the other person loses. You don't lose. Whereas in physics, engineering, medicine and other things, if other people don't need it, you are unemployed, you are starving. That is why two types of knowledge to be gained in life. Paravidya, aparavidya. Aparavidya for sustenance. Paravidya for absolute happiness, absolute freedom. Have both the knowledge, no problem. So between the two, this is Rajavidya, because knowing which, nothing else remains to be known. Yadgyattvana aparam gyeyam, yallabdhvana aparam labham. Gaining which, there is nothing else remains to be gained. Knowing which, there is nothing else remains to be known. This is the Rajavidya. Because after knowing everything, you need to know about yourself. But when you know about yourself, then it is your choice. If you know something, fine. If you don't know, it doesn't matter. Why? Please appreciate. Every other knowledge, we don't have to be everything in life. To be, suppose every person has to be a doctor, every person has to be engineer, every person has to, for my engineering problem, I have to be engineer. For my medical problem, I have to be a doctor. For my mechanical problem, I have to be a mechanic. For my building problem, I have to be a builder. You know what a headache will be? Everybody has to be everything. Is it ever possible? Cannot. If others are like that, if somebody is engineer, somebody doctor, somebody this, somebody that, all together makes it beautiful. But everybody must be himself. Everybody need not be engineer, need not be doctor, need not be anything. But everybody must be himself. That is why Rajavidya. It's so simple. That was the what our tradition was. That's what exactly the tradition was. Knowledge meant self-knowledge. In these Rishi traditions, when you look at it, first they are knowing about themselves. Of course, in the process, you did not know much about the world, did not know much about your body maybe. So there was disease, there was a hunger. Not many people could handle it. You cannot just, that is why the balance must be set. Must be happy with yourself, who you are, and also learn to manage your body, manage your world. Both should be there together. But between the two, if I have to choose which one knowledge I should have it, about the world or about myself, it has to be about myself. It's not that therefore you neglect the world, neglect your body, neglect your mind. No. You take care of the world, take care of the body, take care of the mind. But all these things will be meaningful only if you are aware of yourself. A happy person, are you getting that point? If you are a happy person, everything adds to your glory. You are a happy person. Everything adds to your glory. Anything you can do, happy with yourself, and thereafter, happily engaging yourself in certain activity, happily renouncing yourself, happily doing it, happily not doing it, happily taking responsibility, happily not taking responsibility. Choice is yours. It becomes such a beautiful thing. Ultimately, think friends, when you are going to pass, suppose a person, anybody is going to die, what is that he is going to take along with him and pass? Long before life deprives you of everything, can you get rid of everything in life? Can you do that? There will be a time where everything will go. You can see that. That is why you see the nature's arrangement. Nature's arrangement are so beautiful, so beautiful. This morning somebody was talking about this, how people are dropping out. Please see the nature's arrangement. As we are growing old, what happens? Can't see from a distance, come back. Can't hear from a distance, come back. Can't smell from a distance. Naturally you are withdrawing. And old age means what? Naturally you are withdrawing. Your tooth is gone, can't eat certain things. The body loses its capacity to digest, eat less. Withdrawing from everything. The idea is, go back to yourself. But the person, the ignorant man is so restless. If he cannot see, must use the specs and to see. Cannot hear, must use the hearing aid and listen to everybody. Go with the nature. Go on to yourself. Yes, thereafter you choose to see, choose to hear, choose to... That you choose. Nothing wrong. Because how do you prepare yourself to disappear from this world? That is why some people cannot. They are so afraid of death. Because so much involved. Without me, nothing will happen. Is there any such person? Incarnations have to go away. Appreciate. That is why your knowledge, this knowledge is something where you are absolutely happy with yourself, even when the whole world doesn't exist, it makes no difference whatsoever. Rajavidya. Why is it so? Because it not only gives me the knowledge of myself, who I am, but that also at once includes the knowledge of the whole universe. Especially from 7th chapter onwards, as we are seeing, the macrocosmic dimension, Ishvara. When you know about yourself, it is just not only here, but also here, there, everywhere. Are you seeing that point, please? Your physical body existing here at this point. Where are you? Where is the consciousness? Where is the self? Understand? That is why contemplation. Nothing else matters anymore. That is why this is not the first class. When you come to this, you have already read 8 chapters. The entire dimension is well known to you. When you say the word God, it's no more one name with one form. When you say the word self, it's no more confined to one little something, at once everywhere. There is no place where it is not. That is why knowing which, everything is as well known. Yasmin vijñāte sarvamida vijñātam bhavati. In Upanishad will come, Mundaka Upanishad will come. The Mundaka Upanishad, the student goes to the teacher and asks this question, O Lord, please teach me something. Yasmin vijñāte sarvavidam vijñātam syat. By knowing which, everything shall be as well known. Is there, do you have a knowledge like that? By knowing which, everything shall be known? Yes. By knowing yourself, everything shall be known. Like samanya jnanam, consciousness here, there, everywhere. There is no place where it is not. Nothing stands apart. Even though it looks like a solid form, there is a formless content to everything. Even if there is a name, there is a nameless content to everything. It's a nameless, formless content, and that indeed is myself. Rajavidya, knowing which, the knower himself is dissolved. Therefore, there is nothing more remains to be known. And this is something, Rajaguiham, big secret. Why big secret? Because it is myself. The best secret is, you want somebody, think. You ask people, you play the game. Anytime have you done that? You play a game, suppose you tell children, okay, this is the toy. You have to search for it. Suppose you tell the children, I'm going to hide this toy, and you all have to find it. Everybody says yes. Then what do? You say, you close your eyes. Everybody closes their eyes. You drop it in their own pockets. It's a small toy, small little thing. You put it in their own pocket and then say, search. In this room, you have to search. Will they ever find? Are you getting that? They put it in their pocket. Will they ever find? Because searching means what? Searching outside. Searching. Are you getting that? Search means out. I have to find. Are you getting that idea? The moment the I, the ahankar decides, I have to find the truth, you are away from it. The moment you start looking for it, remember those examples. Dasamovati, like the 10th man. The moment the 10th man starts looking for it, he denies that he is the 10th man. If he doesn't look for it, he doesn't get it either. The moment you look for happiness, you deny that you are the happiness. If you don't look for it, you don't get it either. That is why greatest secret. That is why when you discover this reality for yourself, you don't feel smart, you feel absolutely stupid. And once you discover that stupidity, are you getting that? Once you discover that sense of stupidity, you shall not feel insulted, humiliated, disrespected by anybody. Why? Because in your eyes, you are the biggest buffoon, you are the biggest idiot, you are the greatest, stupidest person. Why? After this what? Everything is here and I'm looking for it. Thereafter, nobody can touch you. Because everybody thereafter, whatever they talk, they will talk about something that I have, not who I am. Are you getting that point, please? Why am I emphasizing this side of it is? Because you listen to all these things, but what is the reflection of that knowledge in your life? Very, very important. You can say I am Brahman, I am the Absolute. That's nonsense. It's for others' consumption. In your personal life, are you a happy man? Is there any thought which touches you? Is there a single idea which you are afraid of? It's a single emotion which you cannot handle. It's a single situation which can overwhelm you. If it does, you don't know. You better look at yourself again and again. Absolutely essential. Or else this knowledge, the information becomes another load. Because previously you were frustrated because you are ignorant. Now in spite of the knowledge you are frustrated. You are more frustrated. Are you getting that point? It's like, who is more frustrated? The poor person feels deprived because he doesn't have anything. The rich man has everything and still he feels empty. He is much more deprived. With all the information at your disposal, if you cannot handle your situations, what does it mean? It's totally useless. A secret which you find in yourself, and secretly you enjoy it every moment. Nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can snatch it from you. Beautifully Bhagavan says in earlier chapters we saw that. Vinasam abhyasyasya nakaschit kartumarati. Hey Arjuna, asya abhayasya vinasa nakaschit kartumarati. Nobody can ever destroy this imperishable. Shankara comments, Bhagavan api na kartumarati. Even God himself cannot destroy this truth. So that is the power you enjoy in yourself as to who you are. So if that much power you enjoy, so much of power you enjoy within yourself, what is the question of getting affected by a thought, an emotion, a situation? Look it for yourself, please. And it's the biggest secret because, remember that example. Ask the child, look for things, put the thing in his pocket. He will never ever find it. Somebody has perpetrated similar type of joke on us, human beings. Go unto the world, then look for things out. Nobody looks for himself, that anything that I am finding can be in myself. Are you getting that point? And let it not be another cliche also. Cliche means some type of habitual statement. The habitual statement, happiness is within. For God's sake, don't repeat that nonsense. Happiness is not within. Happiness is yourself. And no time say happiness is within. It's a very wrong statement. Then, I'm looking for within nowadays. Don't waste your time. It's yourself. Changing the place of search, the search never comes to an end. You have to see it for yourself. And it's Rajaguhyam. Very secret. Very Guhyam. Very great secret. When all secret things are not sacred. A sacred thing may be secret, but every secret thing is not sacred. So this is a big secret. Is it sacred or stupid? Pavitram. There are many things which you can keep as a secret, but those secret things need not be sacred. But here it is secret as well as sacred, pavitram. Why? Shubham, Shivam, auspicious, immortal, absolute. Pavitram. Auspicious because, Shivam because changeless. Anything that is changing and dying is Shava. Anything that is changeless and deathless is Shiva. Your creation is continuously changing. Body is continuously changing. Sense organs are continuously aging and changing. Thoughts, of course, are changing. Yourself. Pavitra. Are you the only one? No, everybody. That is why there is no sense of pride, no sense of arrogance. I am no way superior to somebody. Neither am I inferior to somebody. Nobody is inferior to me, nobody is superior to me. Nirdoshami samam brahma tasmad brahmani te stita. This oneness you see it for yourself. Thereafter you accept somebody's greatness. I am happy, you are happy. I am the self, you are the self. We are all one and the same. But physically, maybe you are stronger, I am weaker. Maybe you have a capacity to sing, dance, swim. I don't have that capacity. Maybe you are a physicist, you are a mathematician. Maybe I am an ordinary person. Maybe I am a pot maker, you are doing some nuclear physics. See, those things are relative things. Do you understand that point, please? The world will be so beautiful if each person is capable of being aware of himself as well as his weakness and strength. Who I am, who you are, one and the same. You have certain power, you have certain knowledge which I don't have. I have certain knowledge, certain accomplishment which you don't have. Together we have everything. That is where comes the coordination. So beautiful. Just like your body. The hand is not leg. The leg is not stomach. The stomach is not ear. But the entire body, coordinated. Every limb. Which part of the body is better than the other part? Think, friends. Which part of the body is better than other part? Just like your physical body is an organization, your family is an organization, your house is an organization, your organization, any association also is an organization, any group is an organization. Somebody is head, somebody is feet, soldier, somebody collects the funds, somebody looks after things. Who is better? Are you getting that point, please? You understand that? Because living must be a clear reflection of the wisdom. Or else if one person, imagine in your body, you become stomach oriented. Just think. What happens to people? How do they destroy themselves? Some people are stuck on a particular sense organ. Somebody is totally stuck on the sound ear. Other things neglecting. Somebody is only on food. Eat, 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 eat. Then the body also will die. Somebody only seeing. I should see things. I should touch things. I should taste things. Obsession. Either kind of food, it can be sex, it can be touch, it can be taste, it can be smell. One part of the body you are obsessed with. The entire body is sacrificed for the sake of your obsession with one part. The alcoholic wants only to drink. The whole body is destroyed. The fellow who is stuck on the food, eating, 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 big stomach, big body. What happens? The whole person is sacrificed. Your entire body is sacrificed, all because your obsession with food. One part you get obsessed with, the entire body is sacrificed. Same thing in an organization. One person becomes more important, others will die away. Everything has its own place. One who is cutting the grass is as much important as when person is building a house. The person who is cooking is as important as when people are cooking their thoughts. But if you sit down there, oh, I'm a brahmachari, I'm a swami, I'm the top guy here, you are an idiot. You don't understand. Because the moment you finish your class here and go, somebody must be cooking. So respect him. You are walking down the place where there are no snakes, it is because somebody has cleared the grass. If somebody doesn't clear the grass, you shall have snakes. Can you have that sense of oneness? Are you getting that point, please? Everything is one and the same. Yet, relatively, certain positions are more important certain time. When I'm walking, my foot is more important. When I'm writing, my hand is important. When I'm eating, my stomach, my tongues are important. When I'm looking at it, my eyes are important. But all the time, every part is important. Everything is beautiful. Are you getting that? But what happens when a person, one particular part wants all the importance? Appreciate. Thoughts, exact like that. So everything is beautiful. Pavitram, everything is auspicious. Nothing is less or more auspicious. Pavitram. Idam, hey Arjuna, uttamam. This knowledge, uttamam. Uttamam, the best. In fact, incomparable. It is the best. Everybody is the best. You see that? Everybody is the best. Who you are is the best, incomparable. Lesser consciousness, better consciousness, bigger consciousness, smaller consciousness, no such thing. Incomparable. Physically, of course, there should be comparison. Because your own body, you were child, in comparison to your childhood, there is youth. In relation to youth, there is adult age. In his adult age, old age. So there is a comparison. If in your own body, there is a comparison. What to talk of other people? That comparison is inevitable. But you don't take it seriously. Don't consider it as a superior and inferior. You understand, you become such a beautiful person. You have no sense of superiority or inferiority to anybody. Jale jalam, taile tailam. You are water in the water, oil in the oil. Totally mixing up. That's why nobody feels your presence. Nobody feels that you are something extraordinary person. In your presence, everybody feels comfortable. That is the wisdom. The wisdom is where in your presence, everybody feels comfortable. You don't give a person a sense of inferiority. Nor you give a person a sense of superiority. Not necessary. But of course, you can play the game also. Choice is yours, depending on the situation. Anyway, Uttamam. And this is something, hey, Arjuna, Pratyaksham. Pratyaksha means right away. Pratyakshena sukhadaiva avagamaha. Just like Pratyaksham. Pratyaksham means what? Hey, is it myself? Can I really see it? Pratyaksham sukhadaiva. As you feel your happiness, as you see a flower, as you hear a sound, as you touch something, that clearly you can see yourself. Shall I say that clearly you can see yourself or that clearly you can be yourself? That clearly you can be yourself. Are you getting that point, please? As clearly, see, please see. Do you see this flower? Remember that example. Do you see this flower? Yes. Do you see your eyes? The flowers are pratyaksha, but eyes you are not aware. How long it takes to be aware of your eyes when you are looking at the flower? Without my eyes, I cannot see the flower. But I am so much lost in the flower, my eyes are forgotten. Always think of that. You are listening to the sound. Sounds are pratyaksha. You very clearly you can hear the sound. Are you remembering your ears? No. So does it mean that ears don't exist? Are you conscious of your thought? Yes. How? Thoughts you are conscious of. Consciousness, yourself. How long it takes? That much pratyaksha. Immediate, instantaneous. How long it takes to be aware of your eyes before you... How long it takes to be aware of your eyes as you are looking at the flower? Perception, listen carefully. Oh, it's so beautiful. Perception shows you the possibility of the existence of eyes. Perception, listening to the sound, shows you the possibility of the existence of ear. The perception of taste shows you the possibility of existence of the tongue. Perception of a touch sensation shows you the possibility of existence of the skin. The perception of a thought or a memory establishes the possibility of being conscious that you are. Pratyaksha. What you see can disappear. Are you getting that? Sins can change. Your eyes, always there. Your eyes can change. Andhatva, mandatva, patutva dharma. You are bright as a child, dull as a young one, cataracted when you are old. The eyes can lose their capacity. What about your mind? Same thing. Your thoughts can change. Awareness. Understand? Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha avagamam. Right away you can get it. Pratyaksha avagamam. Right away you can see it. Sukhadaiva abhagama. Abhagama is getting it. As you see anything, you can be yourself just like that. Pratyaksha avagamam. And here Arjuna, it is dharmyam. Dharmyam. Noble. Dharmyam you can say aneka gunadi api. Aneka gunavata api dharma viruddhattam drushtam. There are sometimes some things can be very, very ideal, very like gold. Just take an example. Gold, very nice metal, very everything. But maybe not dharmyam, because if you pick it up, steal it, and make wrong use of it, you can do that. Whereas in this case of this knowledge of the Absolute, you cannot misuse. It is dharmyam. You cannot ever lose sight of yourself, which helps you, understand, which helps you to deal with every thought, every perception, every moment of your life without yourself getting into any mess. Nor you create a mess for somebody. That is why dharmyam. You get enormous capacity. You are so happy with yourself, you will never make somebody unhappy. Understand? A happy person will never make somebody unhappy. That is why, if you are a Shastra Bhakta, you are speaking of a lot of scriptures, but you are angry, restful, restless, agitated, creating problem for others, useless, it's not dharmyam. It doesn't mean anything. What remains is like you are like a split personality. Split means in one part of your brain, all the good information. In another part of the brain, all wrong nonsense. When you are talking, you talk wonderfully. But when you are fighting like a, what? Call it a snake or mongoose or whatever. Horrible. That's why it's so, it becomes such an ugly thing. Ignorant person creating a problem, you can understand. Are you getting that? Ignorant person fighting, you can understand. A person who knows himself, can you really create a confusion for somebody? The moment you know you are the cause of confusion, you withdraw. Sorry, I am withdrawing. Because you can handle it, other person cannot handle it. As a grown-up mother and father, have you seen them creating problem for a small baby, 2-year-old? Simple example I am giving you. When you are happy with yourself, will you create obstacles for other people? The moment you know you are creating some type of obstacle, you withdraw. So that is why that line is so important, friends, that this knowledge must always reflect in your life. If it is not reflecting, there is a moment of forgetfulness, you cannot get out of mess. Understand? If there is a moment of forgetfulness, you cannot get out of mess. Any time you are getting into a mess, understand you have forgotten yourself. Please see that. And oh, is Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram is so beautiful. Must be very difficult to get. Listen to that. Underline that one. Keep it in your brain. Susukham kartum. Susukham kartum. Kartum sukham. Easy. Susukham. Very, 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 very easy. It's the easiest thing you can learn. Huh? Eppadi? How do you say that? Simple thing. Take an example. Sound. Difficult to create. Because you have to do something to produce a sound. Okay? You have to do something to produce a sound. Clapping. You have to hit it. Shout. You have to put forth effort. Speaking. You have to learn the language. Learn to speak. Okay? Writing. You have to do that. But suppose it is about silence. How difficult it is to pick up the language of silence. Susukham kartum. Why? Silence has no script, no effort needed. Can you say, I'm trying to be silent. I want to be quiet. Shut up. Being yourself, susukham kartum, easiest thing to be. Why? Before you start doing anything, listen carefully. Before you start doing anything, first you are yourself. Do you understand that point? $100 dash is difficult. But on the 100-meter dash, people are sitting, just standing there, ready, steady, go. Before that ready, steady, go, when they're before go and steady, they're ready themselves. Difficult? Before you do anything, are you getting that point, please? Before, do you understand? Before even Pasyan, Shunvan, Sprusan, Jigran, Asnan, Gachan. Before I say I see, first I, then seeing. I hear, first I, then hear. I taste, first I, then tasting. Are you getting that point, please? I think, before the thought comes, first I. Are you getting that point? First you are you. Before you attribute an action to yourself in relation to a sense organ, an organ of action, or a thought, or a perception, a memory, or a situation. So begins with what? Effortlessly begins with yourself. Ask yourself the question, are you being with yourself or losing yourself in perception and thought? You begin with what? Susukham kartum. Before you give a eloquent description of something, before you start talking, it's difficult to be quiet. Same thing happens inside. Before you start, allow your mind to think on a particular subject. You are on foundation, being with yourself. Then the thoughts move. It's difficult to build a structure, but not the formless space. Space is there in which everything is built. Please appreciate. Susukham kartum. Absolutely easy to get. Why? Because how far the 10th man is from 10th man? Since there is no distance either in time or in space, What should we do to reach it? There is one, you must watch one. What is that? Cassette. You must watch. I think it's in Melbourne or Sydney. Fantastic one cassette has come. You know that cassette is for this particular cassette, this thought is. Because somebody told, there are so many ways to reach the goal, you know. I said, if there is a distance between you and who you are and where you want to be, then there will be so many paths. Are you getting that point? If there is a distance between who you are and what you want to be, there are so many ways to be there. Suppose I am in ashram, I want to be in the mountain top. How many ways you can reach? Million ways. Crawling, running, jumping, flying, climbing somebody's shoulder and go, take a horse. You can do million ways. Standing on the ashram, if I want to reach the ashram, how many ways to go? What go? There is no distance. What is the question of going? Ignorance creates the distance, only knowledge. You must see that. Susukham kartum. People don't understand. What happens is so much action-oriented. You know, oh, I must sing, I must dance, I must meditate. Yes. So that the ego takes little credit that I'm doing so many things to reach the absolute. You know, God must be pleased with me. God has nothing else to do. You know, miserable uncle sitting down there waiting for your action. Think of it. Susukham kartum. Infinity is the easiest to get. Why? Already got. Space is the easiest to reach. Already reached. You don't have to do anything. Susukham kartum. Now you can ask a question. Easily gained, easily lost. If this is so easy to get, it will be easily lost. Abhyayam. Susukham kartum. Very easy to get, but imperishable. You shall never lose sight of it again. This is something that is why you better watch out before you go to discover it. Because once you discover it, you cannot be unhappy again in life. Your last chance of unhappiness is before you want to. Your last chance of unhappiness, misery, conflict, pain, fear, anxiety is before you know yourself. So you want to continue with that? Delay discovery. No problem. Please delay discovery. You must delay. Because once you are happy, you cannot. Even if you want to be unhappy, you cannot be. It's like being in the light, I am looking for darkness. Eppadi? How? Being happy with myself, looking for unhappiness, how? Is I know the body is going through pain. Yesterday, this fellow was going through real pain. I was sitting down, this is all over thing. And he's like, ooh, and everybody is having through swine flu. No, I had no such idea at all because I've never come across any of these things all over the world. So there was no question of thing. But then I knew, too tiring. Because too much of this body has to go through so much of travel. No food, no rest, a lot of travel. So how long much can it take? I was really waiting to come out to Tiruvannamalai. Now, after he reached here, he gave up. Pain. Nice, yesterday was pain. So, take care of it. It's beautiful. Body is back to normal again. It takes some another 2% is there. So that, that also will go away, that nose will also go away. Nothing to worry. But that is what the body is all about. But because the body is, oh, something is happening, nothing is happening to you. What can happen to you? What, are you getting that point? Ask that question. What can happen to you? Nothing. Something can happen to the body that you have, something can happen to the things that you have, something can happen to your thoughts, but nothing can happen to you. Why? Changeless, absolute. Abhyayam, imperishable. So, can you have a miserable face? Unless you want to choose to have a miserable, that's a different thing. What's wrong in having a, like a mask, You have got 1,000 masks in your place. Sometimes unhappy mask, sometimes unhappy mask. Why not? What's wrong with it? You put the mask. Depends on who is the person is in front of you. If the other remember that Jivan Muktananda Lahari, Dukkhe, Dukkhi, Sukhini Sukhavan, Bhogini, Prapta Bhoga, Murkhe, Murkha Yuvati Shiva, Bhagmini, Praudha Bhagmi. In the assembly of the miserable people, you are the most miserable one. Why? Others feel comfortable. Sukhini Sukhavan. In the assembly of happy people, very happy man. Bhogini, Prapta Bhoga. Among the people indulging, you are the most indulgent. Murkhe, Murkha. In the assembly of fools, you behave like the worst fool. Never pretend to be, don't show off your wisdom in the assembly of fools. They will misunderstand you completely. Understand? Going along with it. Only when you are interested to teach somebody, you can challenge that fellow, disturb that person. If you have time to teach, then take time to disturb. If you don't have the time to teach, do not disturb. Are you getting what I am talking? Suppose the person says, see Swamiji, when I am singing this song, I am feeling so great. Don't suddenly say, if you depend on the singing for your happiness, you are not happy. Huh? Don't kill him. Very nice. Continue. It's very good. Are you feeling comfortable? Yeah. But suppose you want to disturb him, then keep your time for fixing him also. Because it's so easy to disturb people. This is where comes the arrogance, intellectual arrogance. Disturbing everybody, challenging everybody, throwing out everybody. Then you go away disturbing the fellow. What have you gained? What have you gained? Nothing. Please, if you have time to teach, then you have time to challenge. No problem. Take time to challenge. No problem. Because you have time to teach. The susukham kartum, very, very easy to get. But the result, imperishable. It's not easily gained, easily lost. It's never gained, therefore never lost. Remember that logic? Anything gained in time will be lost in time. If it should not be lost in time, it should not be gained in time. If it should not be gained in time, it should be already existing. If it's already existing, what should you do? Nothing. That is why susukham kartum. Easy to do. Why? Nothing to do. To be yourself, you don't have to do anything. To be a scholar, you better do something. To be yourself, you cannot do anything. To write an article, you must do something. Don't extend that. To be myself, I don't do anything. Therefore, article also, writing also, I don't have to do anything. That is where confusion comes. To be myself, I don't do anything. But to establish an institution, you have to do something. To be happy, I don't have to do anything. To achieve, to reach a place, to write something, to cook something, to help somebody. So many things to be done. But that action doesn't affect you anymore. So, susukham kartum abhyayam. We shall see more of it in the afternoon. Please read. So, this is the knowledge. Some people get it. Some people do not get it. Who are the people? Just read the verses. We'll see in the afternoon. Asraddhadhana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani asraddhadhana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Madhava, we shall see more of it in the afternoon. Close your eyes, please.